Faith in the rule of law. Finally, Democrats have a moral perch from which they can judge without shame, hypocrisy, or nuance.
Breaking news, President Biden has issued a pardon for his son, Hunter Biden.
Mother... We were so close.
That's part-time host of The Daily Show and full-time liberal Jon Stewart preparing to call out Democrats and their establishment media puppets for their hypocrisy over Hunter Biden. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and Jon Stewart recently made headlines by devoting nearly half of his show to ripping apart the pseudo-moral superiority and elitist grandstanding of Biden, the Democrat Party, and their underlings in establishment media. Here he is starting with the rank-and-file Democrats in Congress like Jamie Raskin.
This is what Biden's decision has done. Look how confident and eloquent our Democratic representatives were back when they thought they had the moral high ground on this issue.
I've not heard a single Democrat anywhere in the country cry fraud, cry fixed, cry rigged, cry kangaroo court. You don't hear a single peep out of any Democrat saying that. Why? We believe in the rule of law.
And now look at what even he, one of the most verbally dexterous attorneys we have on Capitol Hill, has been reduced to.
Do you think President Biden should pardon Hunter Biden?
So there are lots of claims of political prosecution and political
And was Hunter politically
Well,
prosecuted?
I mean, obviously that's a judicial point, and you've got to look at what the evidence is, and I don't know enough
so
about
should the
other
president
cases.
pardon him?
I mean, again, that is a unilateral executive power that...
and should he use it?
Well, the power exists for the president to show mercy for people.
I mean, we have an executive, and we have a judicial, and then a legislative, and then smoke bomb!
You know, it's like they say, if liberals didn't have double standards, they wouldn't have any at all. However, we can all admit that politics can be messy, and it's not surprising to see swamp creatures like this talking from both sides of their mouth. But as we all know, it wasn't just politicians like Raskin flip-flopping. It was also members of the objective news media as well.
The problem is the rest of the Democrats made Biden's pledge to not pardon Hunter the foundation of their defense of America, this grand experiment.
One political party remains committed to the rule of law, and the other doesn't.
Hunter Biden's not above the law. No one is above the law. Democrats stand for the rule of law.
Because the justice system that convicted his only surviving son is the same justice system he's vowed to protect. And if that doesn't tell you who Joe Biden is, I don't really know what does.
I think I know what does. And now look at the dance Democrats have to do.
Be honest, the only reason why they went after Hunter the way they did, and I've talked to many federal prosecutors about this, is because he's the president's son.
People have to remember the president has lost 2 children already, and he does not need to lose another one to more political witch hunts.
The, crowing from Republicans, but we're talking about, Donald Trump is a convicted felon who literally pardoned his daughter's father-in-law and just made him ambassador to France.
There's a big gap between the law is the only thing that separates us from the animals and the monkey threw shit at me first. I had no choice.
Now, if all of those hacks Stewart just mocked for being hypocrites had a shred of credibility or integrity, they would be honest enough with themselves to discuss what he's about to bring up. Because frankly, I can't think of a legitimate defense for this that doesn't incriminate Joe Biden, his son, and the entire Democrat Party.
But get fine. It's good. It's right. It's his right. He's an 82-year-old man. Doesn't want to spend the rest of his life visiting his son in prison. Republicans get away with this shit all the time. I'm sure the pardon is a narrowly written, precisely drawn farewell note of compassion for a loved one.
The pardon sweeping, covering offenses that Hunter Biden, quote, has committed or may have committed or taken part in over the past 11 years.
Years is a very specific and not rounded amount of time. So, Hunter, I'll give you a pardon. Well, a few years, 5 years, 10 years. It needs to be 11. And if you would be so kind, make sure this upcoming New Year's Eve is also covered. It's going to get crazy. I didn't know pardons could cover crimes you may have committed. I'm sorry. I'm surprised Biden didn't include the phrase on Earth 1 or any of the Earths in the multiverse.
As fun as it is to laugh about this stuff, and thankfully we're able to do so because these people are on their way out, it really does go to show you just how corrupt our current system is and how much worse it could have been if Harris had won. I mean, could you imagine the amount of damage she would have done? Luckily though, that's not the case, and all of these hacks are losing what little credibility they have left as they try to run cover for a decrepit, corrupt politician who just imploded his own party because there's no honor among thieves and he hates Democrats for stabbing him in the back. But let me know what you think. Will liberals be able to remove the Joe Biden-shaped anchor they tied to their feet, or will they sink to the bottom with his legacy? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!